Now you tell me a time when you've seen somebody get fouled on a basketball court in a professional league where they tried to almost sucker punch somebody that they were friends with.
Robert Bob Griffin, the firstborn child, otherwise known as the milkman.
On the sideline just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her. Who celebrates like that?
So now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less black than me.
And here we go. Straight like that, we back, man. What's going on, people? Hope y'all good, doing well, doing swell out there. Me, myself, I can't complain, man. I'm back after a small hiatus, man. My channel seemed to have ran into some phantom problems. Views just went away, but subs continue to go up. So my people, if you're out there, you should be seeing me. I took a little break to see if my thing reset or what have you. And now we back at it, man. So this pop up in your subscriptions and you don't recognize the new logo. That's the new logo for the show, man. I think I had to rebrand and kind of get back going. So at any rate, here we are, man. If you like what I'm doing, newcomers to the page. If you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe, man. And we'll go accordingly. You dig what I'm saying? Pop culture, politics, other relevant news out here in the world. That's what you get right here. All right, man. So you saw the intro, right? Robert Griffin the third, aka the Milkman, brother of Joker the Bail Bondsman. Shout out to Joker, man. I don't know what Joker might be doing these days, but I can tell you that he helped me get through my childhood as far as being able to learn about the female anatomy. BET Uncut used to have a selection from one Joker the Bail Bondsman. And let's just say it was that and more. You dig what I'm saying? So shout out to the homie, man. But yeah, RG3, man. Now, RG3 has some comments here lately. If you keep up with RG3, he always got some kind of, he got some hot takes out here, man. He's on the level of a Sam Acho. I don't know if Shady get that bad, but if you know about Sam, yeah, they one in the same, man. So he's in being the Cape Crusader again, and once we get into the story and you see who he goes home to and things like that, then you may get a further understanding of why he is the way he is. But he has some comments about this little foul that occurred in the basketball game between the one Angel Reese and a Caitlin Clark. That was the foul. Now, let's speak basketball. In terms of basketball, it was a hard foul. Nothing really flagrant about it, but I guess in the girls' game, maybe a different rules apply. You dig what I'm saying? You saw the reaction from Angel. Angel, she took umbrage to it. She was heading over there to get us some smoke. Caitlin abruptly turned her back and proceeded to walk off. That's a usual move we see. You dig what I'm saying? It was a lot of kerfluffle about that. You understand? And so in trots a guy like RG3.
Hey guys.
Hey, what it do? We up here selling the booty bands. Get your booty right. Whoop, whoop.
I'm not even gonna delete that, honestly. Oh wait, booty bands coming on.
You know what I'm saying? Now, He had some choice comments, and now the whole setup around his environment while he was making this video, coupled along with the things he had to say, and just you all put into a nutshell, and some people have some things to say counter to what he had to say. But without further ado, let's see what Robert Bob Griffin IV, brother of Joker Bell's Bondsman, aka RG3 the Milkman, had to say.
Guys, it's so obvious that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. If you don't know, let me inform you about what happened. Caitlin Clark committed a hard foul on Angel Reese as she was wide open for a free, easy layup. Routine play. Every one of you that's watching has heard your coach tell you, hey, we ain't gonna give them no easy points, no easy baskets in the paint, baby. So why do I think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark? It could be the fact that Aaliyah Boston had to save Angel Reese from ending her career. This is a still shot. After the foul that Caitlin Clark put on Angel Reese tried to hit her. But if it wasn't for Aaliyah Boston putting her arms in the way, Angel Reese would not be playing basketball anymore because she was gonna sucker punch Caitlin Clark. Now you tell me a time when you've seen somebody get fouled on a basketball court in a professional league where they tried to almost sucker punch somebody that they were friends with because of a hard foul. I've seen LeBron James get fouled by Dwayne Wade, but it was a hard foul. LeBron didn't get up and try to smack him upside the head or hit him in the face from behind, but that's what Angel Reese did to Caitlin Clark. So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? So after watching the play, I tweeted out, after watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue the lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry hate either. Hate.
So not only is RG3 a milkman, he is a prior football player. And speaking of his prior football career, he had his leg basically mangled by a white man. You remember the Gruden brother, coach of the Washington Redskins? RG3 had basically broke his leg damn near, if I'm understanding correctly. This man had an old lineman brace on his leg. Coach said, no, never mind that. Go back out there, sir, and play some football. Everybody's like, what is going on here? RG3 limping around. Leg mangled even further in the game. And if I'm not mistaken, he came back like the next week and he put him back out there, piece of meat, mangled his leg uncontrollably. Irreversibly, he's now a milkman doing commentating and bed skits with women's clothes on. But on top of that, he is a savant. He is a psychotherapist, huh? Able to look into the psyche of any individual he chooses and can then evaluate their emotions, their mental state. This man said, this is how I know Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. His reasoning was that, number one, had Angel Reese's teammate not been in between them, Angel Reese wasn't even going to be playing basketball no more. She was about to commit an act so egregious that she's going to be kicked out of the whole league. Now, he knows this. He knows that she was finna go sucker punch Caitlin Clark. Is this man speaking on like Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony time? And bruh, is it like black people like super violent to RG3, like they just severely overreact? I would imagine had she made and been able to get in arm's range of her, I would imagine that she'd have probably bumped up against her, walked up on her talking noise, and then people came and separated. I hadn't seen a woman nowhere in the NBA punch nobody. But the big villain, Angel Reese, in his eyes, was just finna go and just go ham on the court, bro. You dig what I'm saying? Then the man says, when have you ever seen someone almost sucker punch someone in the game of basketball from a foul, and that person being their friend? Now, I don't know how much basketball Mr. Milkman watches, but there are many homeboys in the NBA to the point where when they get inside and they on there on that 90 feet, 96 feet, whatever, ain't no homeboys, bro. Chris Paul and all of them, they are notorious for this. Yeah, we cool, but I hate you when we playing against each other, bro. When we on this court, you might foul me and I jump up ready to go up in your grill. But then you'll hear him on the podcast later on speaking about, well, you know, it's in the spirit of competition. We ain't friends when the whistle blow. Apparently, RG3 has never seen this, and that was his reasoning for why this young lady was finna go. She hates Caitlin Clark, and we're gonna get into the reasons. We got some deeper reasoning. Let him and people like Dave Portnoy and Sage Steele. It's some weirdos out here in the world, bro. But that's their reasoning. But we got a little more from RG3. Now, hold on, before I go. Notice in that first video, you saw a pink hat bobbing around. Now, this is what also got him in hot water. You see that little pink hat back there bobbing around and all that, right? Well, the revelation is here.
So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her. Who celebrates like that for a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player? Okay, you want some more evidence? Here's some more evidence. Remember last year when they were talking about who gets the credit for the expansion and the eyeballs and the popularity boost of women's basketball? Not just the WNBA, but women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, "People are talking about women's basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on to be that for my teammates. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. I want y'all to realize that." Now, I heard a lot of people say that I or others have made Angel Reese the villain. Did you not just hear herself call herself the bad guy? She called herself the villain. I'm not making her the villain. She's making herself the villain.
No, sir, that is a total bastardization of what she said. She said, since people like you want to create that image of me, if those two entities, my attitude and my stance on the game and what I stand for, is in staunch opposition to a Caitlin Clark, and thus we're creating this Wonder Woman, Batman. I don't know if it has Harley Quinn, I don't know. But if that's what you're gonna create, and if that in turn drives ratings to my league, which benefits every female in my league and me also, I'll take it. What do I look like? Come on, every time I'm not a villain. Don't say I don't hate. And even if she did hate Caitlin Clark, and now I'm going to just go from a basketball standpoint. If she did hate her for being her opponent or because of history they had, this would not be the first time that athletes were on opposite ends of the spectrum from each other. What is the problem? Because they women, they supposed to get along or something? Can they not be in the spirit of competition? Not the best of friends? What would even be the problem if she hated her, basketball-wise, or any other-wise, right? But we've got, from what we see, it's got to be from the basketball standpoint. You dig what I'm saying? But let bro tell it, it's got to be something else behind that. Then he popping his head. Why is he doing that, bro? Who celebrates like that? And the most irritating part about it, you see Greta Van Susteren, that's her name. You see her in the background. Can you imagine, bro? Let's just ride with me for a hot second. Imagine the conversation that him and his wife had. That white lady seeing back there. Imagine the conversation that they had prior to him making that episode.
Greta, baby, come look at this. Come look at this. Yeah, it's a disgrace and a shame how they do the go giving good white woman with her smooth milky skin.
Is that even her hair?
Set up in the background. I'm about to make a video. Well, good thing I'm not black.
Yes.
When he brought up his points about Angel Reese and what he don't like about it and how ghetto she pop her head and all that, you know his wife was co-signing that. I cringe to think of what she may have said, what may have came out of her mouth, because it ain't like he gonna check her about it. He probably co-signed. I just cringe to think about the disparaging conversation that they had about Angel Reese, all in the midst of propping up a Caitlin Clark. You just got to imagine what that conversation went like. And what RG3 is probably willing to hear and go along with. He mess around and get mad at the voice. You're going to take everything he got. You got to imagine when you see her pop. And then I don't know. I don't watch a lot of RG3's content. But I don't know that his wife is always in the background. I do know that we have videos like this of him and his wife.
Hey guys.
Hey, what it do, what it do? We up here selling the booty bands. Get your booty right, booty right. Whoop, whoop.
I'm not even gonna delete that honestly. Go away. Booty bands coming on.
But you know, along with those lame videos, and we've got a couple more reactions to get into it. This is we got a couple angles, man. We've got a guy now, you know, out here in the world, they said, take one to know one. You dig what I'm saying? So there are certain individuals out here that already have the moniker all over them. I mean, it washes upon them. They ooze these characteristics. So when one of these people chooses to speak out and say that, hey, I see a like-minded individual, I see someone of my ilk, you have to tend to believe him. And this one person we're talking about is the one Rob Parker. If you know Rob Parker out here in the world, Rob is good for a cold or hot take, however, whichever one tickle your fancy. But he's firmly in the square category. You understand what I'm saying? So it takes one to know one. And this is what he had to say about a one RG3, the milkman, brother of Joker, the bail bondsman.
My question, honest
friends of yours, right?
Friends of mine, right? Who are around and in some of the press conferences, people I've known for a long time. But my question, which is just a straight, honest question, is he a brother or is he a cornball brother?
What does that mean?
Yeah, explain that.
Well, he's not really. Okay, he's black, he kind of does the thing, but he's not really down with the cause. He's not one of us. He's kind of black, he's in the, but he's not really like the guy you really want to hang out with, because he's off to something else.
Why is that your question?
Well, because that's just how I want to find out about him. I don't know because
I like to take on answer to that question. I don't think he's a cornball. Huh? I think he's the type of guy that would eat a dinner roll with his greens. Huh? Dinner roll guy. He's not a cornbread mafioso. No. He looks like a dinner roll type of guy, Hawaiian roll type of guy. Now, those are good pieces of bread, but I don't want to whip my greens. You understand me? I need some cornbread from the South. That's what Rob Parker had to say about RG3, man. And you know, I gotta let him cook. I can't even hold you, cuz, straight like that. So, you know, that's what Rob had to say. And now, Mr. Milkman's comments drew the attention of a one Ryan Clark. Now, if you know about Ryan Clark out here in the world, Ryan ain't scared to call it like it is. And truthfully speaking, I hate to break it to you, things are more often and more so black and white out here in the world than a certain category of people would like to give credence to these days. The minute that someone speaks upon it, for some reason, people feel like they have the authority and the experience to tell these people that they don't know what they're talking about. They just playing the card. You dig what I'm saying? So Ryan gets a little heat these days, but Ryan also won Emmy today, if I'm not mistaken. So it seems that his efforts are paying off. But he got dead into the backside of a one RG3, the milkman.
We moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate, because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story.
Right.
The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less Black than me.
Cook, Ryan, Clark, rumble, young man, rumble. I said rumble, young man, rumble, straight like that. Now, he ended that on a beautiful note. It doesn't matter how much water you carry, brother. No matter how big you allow that hole to get to where they can stick a megaphone through. When you leave that room, when you leave that row, I promise you, you are in the same category as the people that you just helped them to tear down. You dig what I'm saying? Now, he cut bruh deep with this little interview right here. You'll see later. He cut him deep. But he cooking. He's got an absolute point. He spoke about Dave Portnoy. We got a little something from him in a minute. But he basically said, bro, listen. Not only do you parrot the microaggressive talking points of a certain side of this thing, your perspective as far as speaking with a Black woman and what what type of rigors she would face out here in the professional world. Not unfortunately, not that it's a bad thing that you have a white wife, but facts are facts, spades are spades, diamonds are diamonds, hearts are hearts, clubs are clubs. And so with that being said, not only is your wife not a black lady, she is the wife of a rich NFL star. So I don't even know that she experiences the normal rigors that just a female would face out here in the professional world. I don't know what she does professionally. You dig what I'm saying? But she most certainly doesn't go through the experience of a black woman. She couldn't know what Angel Reese is going through. But I bet you she could probably give you some insight as to what Caitlin Clark is going through. And I would imagine in that house, that's what's being celebrated. It's more about relating to Caitlin Clark and what she's going through rather than Angel Reese. Angel Reese just loud and ghetto. That pop her head like this. Let them tell it. And like I say, that struck a nerve with everybody. The way she's in the back just looking of a seal. You know what I'm saying? Bruh spoke on that. And, he basically cooked him. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You don't jump out of here like that, bro, knowing that you don't have experience regardless of your mom and your sisters. You don't talk to them more than you talk to your wife. You know what I'm saying? And if you've just kept up with him from over the years, bro, like he said, he's one of those guys that the fact that he has a white lady, it's like he uses that and he celebrates that so much.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Interracial YouTube Couple channel, where we do everything interracial. As you guys can tell, we are interracial. So guys, today we actually have some really big news. You want to tell them? I know. Okay, 3, 2. We're having a baby! An interracial baby is going to be welcomed into the world by your favorite interracial couple. And what are we going to name him?
Ooh, Jaden.
Jaden?
Or Jadon.
Jadon. Oh my god, that is so interracially funny. Oh my god. Oh god.
We're going to be documenting everything
on YouTube. Of course, I'm actually making a separate channel called
Jaden Baby Interracial YouTube channel,
where we're going to be, documenting his entire life. And guys, I just can't wait to welcome a baby into the world.
I hope he has your nose.
I hope he has your lips. Those luscious lips.
It's
oh
the
my
lips.
god.
It's the lips. Stay tuned, subscribe.
And always stay interracial.
As if he's throwing it in the face of black women. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got his picture game is wild. You know what I'm saying? But this is how RG3 used to look, so she didn't look too particularly amazing herself. So maybe he's like, man, she took me in when I was looking a bum out here. You dig what I'm saying? So we forever in love. But that's how he came. That's what RG said, and then he listed some responses out here. One of which came from a young lady by the name of Sage Steele. Now, this is what Sage Steele had to say about Ryan's comments. In turn, this is what the internet brought to Sage Steele's attention.
With the hair? Yeah, I saw that. I was like, did she actually lean? Oh, so just to refresh the audience if they didn't hear. So she was on air in the middle of talking about the UFC fight. She was asking a valid question, something to the effect of, do you have to hate your opponent in order to defeat him? She was doing a regular interview, right? Good job.
Which is a really good question. If you think about MMA.
In the middle of her question, he's looking at her and he says, can I touch your hair?
Can I feel? I love your hair, by the way.
Random.
That has never happened before? Because everybody that's in this chair is thinking it. I can assure you. That's real hair, people, and it's very soft, I might add.
Now, I ain't gonna hold you. If you allow yourself to be patted like a literal poodle on national television by someone of that category, admiring your hair as if, how does this type of hair grow on a human? Like, oh my God, bro. It is crazy. But that's Sage Steele, so she loved it. She probably thought they got her a rank up. I told my daughter, I showed her that little video. I said, don't you ever in your life be this lady. I mean, on a lot of levels. Yeah, Sage Steele had a gig on TV or on whatever, but it's plenty ways to get up on TV and get famous. Don't be her in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Someone can admire your hair from afar, give you a million compliments, but in no way, shape, form, or fashion are you to put your grubby hands, your grubby paws, into these beautiful locks I have on my head. That is a no, but they bad about that, bro. They are bad about that. And it's so crazy because I think a lot of things that they do, they really don't realize it, but it's not an excuse because it's like after all this time, now it's like you just trying me. You got to know that certain things out here are, you know, they're just against... They just against, you know, all common candor. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Miss Steele had to say. Now, off the back of that, before we get to RG3 and his feeble attempt, he damn near crying, bro. It is so pathetic to watch this man's response. Let's watch a little bit of Dave Portnoy. I can't stomach a lot of this guy. He looks like a very dirty individual. He's got some money, but we know with a certain category of people, money does not equate couthness. You dig what I'm saying? But let's check out Barstool, Stu Presidente, as he calls himself.
Okay, I can't believe I'm ranting about this again, but everyone's still talking. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, racism. Ryan Clark made a video attacking RG3 the other day. In the process, name dropped me and Keith Olbermann, which is the biggest insult of all time. Like, don't ever put me in the same sentence with Keith Olbermann. Race baiters on the left, race baiters on the right, everybody trying to make this rivalry about race. And yes, I'm sure there are some black people who hate Caitlin just because she's white. I'm sure there's white people who hate Angel just because she's black. But I want to speak for what I feel is Caitlin Clark fans, and not just flyby. I've been following Caitlin now 3-4 years, seen every single one of her games, followed the WNBA, all of it, followed Angel Reese. And the way Ryan Clark just drops my name like hate, that like Caitlin Clark fans or Fever fans or Iowa Hawkeye fans don't have a right or a reason to hate Angel Reese like she's a victim out of the clouds just because of the color of their skin is infuriating. Caitlin fans have every reason to hate Angel Reese. And I say this has been nothing but an instigator, agitator, and jackass, basically, for the last couple of years. Yes, it started in the NCAA final, which we all saw when Angel, no one even knew who she was at this point, taunted and harassed Caitlin for like 10 to 15 to 20 seconds after the championship was over, pointing at the finger, doing this thing to her, stalking her up and down the court. To this day, I've asked many people, show me an example of a player winning a championship and acting like that. 0 examples except Angel Reese. And I know what I heard Stephen A say it, and I heard people, well, that's what Caitlin used to do. It's just a taste of her own medicine. That's just a myth. That's a lie. That never happened. You may be able to find a clip of Caitlin doing this after hitting a shot or going back down the court or even to her trainer, never stalking another player. Every clip that has Caitlin Clark doing that or doing something, it's 1 second long and then conveniently cut. Find me the whole circumstance which you say Caitlin acted like Angel Reese. Never happened. In a press conference, and Angel Reese is like, people aren't just watching for Caitlin, they're watching for me. This is my league.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
As I say, I can't really take a lot of his voice. His face is very punchable. All of these things add up to just make a unhealthy situation for me, myself, and I. But it's amazing, like, oh my God. He basically just said that Caitlin Clark and fans of Caitlin Clark have a reason to hate Angel Reese. And it doesn't necessarily stem from basketball. He says because she's been an asshole for years. So he's pointing to off the court things they don't like. He's taking it off the court. So Caitlin Clark and her constituents can hate Angel Reese for off the court reasons. But if Angel Reese turns that hate around on Caitlin Clark, it's because she's white. There's no way Caitlin Clark can have any disdain or any anger, any resentment or any biases towards Angel Reese because she's black. But the only reason Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark is because she's white. The logic, bro, it evades me, man. It evades me to try. But, you can't lower yourself to stupid. But in these days, when we're trying to understand, like, I guess in a way we're trying to figure out what's a line that we can all get to, but it's largely so frustrating, man, that you just kind of like just let whatever burn. You dig what I'm saying? I don't even know if we care to be friends and make any kind of inroads with people, man. You gonna vote and do what you do, and because a lot of these things you have to explain to them. It's just really insulting to your intelligence. You dig what I'm saying? So you just kind of it's sort of a lost cause out here, but. As we move along, prepare yourselves. You may want to get a tissue, I don't know, maybe some popcorn. However you look at this, because this is just pathetic drivel. But we've got to go into it for the sake of thoroughness, and away we go.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy RG3, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits. And Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before, but certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes. But keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family, personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion, is a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
Yo, everybody, I'm RG3 the Milkman, and I'm talking like this for some reason. What is wrong with RG3? Is he bipolar? The man went from yo MTV raps to a sullen, almost heartbroken. Oh shit. To then just talking through his teeth. Did he get mad? This man went to say that Ryan Clark is a bad person because you attacked me and my family. No, sir. I don't recall him saying anything about your kids. I don't recall him attacking your wife. He called her out, honestly, in his opinion on how she looked in the background, applauding your efforts. He spoke truthfully on the color of her skin and the experience that she would have had up until this point in life in comparison to a one Angel Reese. I hear no lies there. I hope you get the help you need, brother. It sound like who was that got slapped last year or punched around on an NBA court? One of them foreign guys, man. Draymond Green did him crazy, and he just in the post game. I hope you get the help you need, brother. Like what? So Ryan Clark got to go to therapy. Ryan Clark got to go to whole rehab because he called out some facts. What kind of world are we in, bro? It's a bad look for ESPN. He's such a Karen, bro. Robert Bob Karen III. What is going on with him, bro? He want the man to get... Which one first? Get fired first. And the stipulation of him getting fired, he got to go to rehab? About Milkman and his wife? What are we doing here, bro? Like... Then, going on from now. It's like... Bro kind of took it in as a joke, like in stride or something, or, because, well, I'll get to that. But he put out that video, and I'm not the only person that took umbrage with it. Ryan Clark and the only ones. We got comments like, you didn't offer analysis. You diagnosed Asia with hate and jealousy like you're her therapist. That's not sports commentary. It's character assassination in coded language. You say you understand the stereotype, then you fed right into it. RG3, why your wife not in the background on this one? Huh? You're pulling the classic white woman playbook. Say something ignorant, and then play victim when people call you out. Nobody's falling for that, buddy. Then, we got this here. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's staring us all right in the face, but people are afraid to say it. Won't answer questions about Caitlin Clark. Gets mad when people praise Caitlin Clark for the explosion of popularity around women's basketball. And to opine on that, he said something in one of the videos that because Angel Reese said 20 years ago, I would like to look back at the product that I helped create. Remember that it's not just one person. Huh? Now, there's plenty of other good basketball players that make up the WNBA. Angel Reese is exactly right. Caitlin Clark brought some excitement, has brought the most excitement, you could say. But that's not the only reason. You've got friends and family and this, that, and the third that watch the game for their loved ones and all this, that, and the third, bro. You dig what I'm saying? My pops watches a lot of WNBA basketball. We don't have anybody in our family that's in the WNBA. People watch. They're not just watching for Caitlin Clark, but it's a vilifying statement. It's an instance of selfishness and embracing the villain role. If Angel Reese, it's just so crazy, bro. Then a little later on after that, he puts this. And I guess this is trolling. This is why people on his head. Caitlin Clark today against Angel Reese, triple double, 20 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds. Our 7-year-old Gloria today against 10-year-old boys. Triple-double, 20 points, 15 rebounds, 10 blocks. Nothing like being a girl dad. And I will say, Mr. Griffin, I applaud your efforts on being a girl dad because I am also one. And there is no greater joy in the world than to see your little Ruda Poodle get out there and make something happen in the world. I commend you for that. But off the backs of what we just did, it's just like, what you meaning, bro? Like Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese, and then, what you saying, like, your little girl has got the Caitlin Clark in her to dominate like, what are you saying, bro? Like, this is weird, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I hate to go too deep into my bag because I don't know that I've been on camera long enough to say things the way that they need to be said. I may go too deep into my bag, man. You dig what I'm saying? But that's where he come with, man. And that's pretty much what we're up to at this point, man. I don't know what the back and forth was it like today. What else has been said since I put this little material together. But, it's an interesting thing, man. I guess, on one side of the coin, the WNBA and the people that are invested into it, they don't mind the rivalry. They don't mind the controversy being stirred up around them because it's driving people to the games. At least, especially when they match up and watch, and which I don't think they play many times a year, but it's creating a buzz. And these days, any publicity is good publicity. But when you have somebody like RG3 that always takes the side of just trying to promote his woman as if, there's something so inherently better about her. And when he always jumps on the hate train for someone like Angel Reese, you know, it deserves to be pointed out. And apparently people have been itching at the bit to get him out here with his foot in his mouth and get on his head and really show what's up with Cuz. But that's where we at, man. And if we get some more developments, you know what I'm saying, I'll bring them to you. But until then, man, y'all try and tune in to the WNBA, give them some eyes, because I'll just be honest and say I most likely won't be. I don't even know if they play on TV like that, man. But good luck to them. Angel Reese, keep doing your thing, man. The hate ain't gonna stop, baby girl. You should probably know that by now, whether you were playing basketball or not. Caitlin Clark, I don't have anything against her. She seems to be playing fabulous basketball. I don't tune in much to it. She doesn't seem to have said anything that stokes the flames of the great white hype champion that they trying to put on her, like they try to do to Shiloh Hendricks and all that. They always try to take someone and make them be like the champion of their hate, carry their hate to the masses. You dig what I'm saying? But I hadn't heard that from Caitlin Clark, man. So far it seems like two young ladies living out their dreams, making money, and we're probably blowing things more out of proportion than they are. But if anything else happened to come across the periphery, I bring it to my folks. But until then, straight like that, I'm out.
And here we go.
I don't know what kind of vibe you think you got off me, but I don't play that way.